BizNet Content Architect Tutorial 2, Using the Template. In this session, you'll learn how to apply each worksheet of the BizNet Content Architect template by examining the connectivity and SQL queries associated with datasets, the metadata that establishes the menu hierarchy, analysis sets, and pivot layouts, and the structure of the functions to be produced. Let's examine the sample template. The DataSets worksheet provides the core connectivity and data extract framework for BizNet Content Architect. Double-clicking in the server name field will open a Data Link Properties dialog box where you can pick the server and database names and establish login properties. Selections made here will populate the worksheet fields, or you can type directly into the cells if you have the server and database info handy. Once connectivity is established, a double-click in the SQL Query cell will open a query designer listing the available database tables, views, and stored procedures. Double-clicking a table name launches a SQL query that automatically extracts as many as 5,000 records. You can build simple queries using the wizard interface. For example, the fields from various database tables that could deliver the information needed for a general ledger view of balance information by company and account group. Notice how the SQL query is created with each selection. The Preview Data utility confirms that the query is retrieving data from the tables as requested. Click OK to commit the query to Excel. You can also embed existing SQL queries or use the tools you're most familiar with to create new database extracts. The template query that generates the GL balances analysis set includes all of the fields from the preceding brief example, but is far more sophisticated, with joins across the tables, renamed fields, and new fields containing the sum of accounts. We'll use that one. Deploy to test will reveal if the analysis sets are producing the desired results. SQL Server Reporting Services now includes a testing folder which contains the 15 reports generated by the RDLs, report definition files, that Content Architect just created. The new GL balances works like any other report. Just insert the required company code and fiscal year to retrieve the results. The Metadata Worksheet determines how the functions, analysis sets, templates, and pivot tables are presented in the BizNet Explorer menu. The node order reserves levels 1 and 2 for the Biz Insight label and the project name. This example puts the functions, analysis sets, and templates headers at level 3, with the individual names at level 4, followed by account group and segment descriptions function placeholders at level 5. Double-clicking on any of the rows under the node list brings up a table that allows you to choose the ordering of the functions, analysis sets, and templates being displayed. Drop-downs are available when populating the dataset names and types of displays, lists or pivots, associated with each analysis set. The Content Architect SDK includes a number of templates in the sample content folder structure. The templates folder can be inserted into the directory created when you install the test content and will be available to drag and drop from the Explorer menu. The Metadata Worksheet is also the place where you define the layout of pivot tables, including column labels, row labels, values, filters if needed, and the data format. Layout fields are separated by semicolons, which means the reserved field must be occupied by a semicolon. Additional items within each field are separated by commas. As you can see, this pivot table establishes fiscal period as the column label with the journal register ID and segment 1 codes on the rows. The sum of the net amount is listed for each ID and segment 1 code in a general format. Notice that 2 additional semicolons are listed in place of the report filter and reserved fields. Finally, the BizNet Report Performance Guide, included with the SDK documentation, provides detailed information on how to take advantage of the optimized cache settings. Let's see the results from the Metadata Worksheet by choosing Deploy to Test. Notice that this time we'll need to change the configuration path settings in BizInsight. All of the Explorer menu node ordering is as specified, but the functions aren't there yet. Instead, we can check any of the analysis sets to determine if we've been successful so far. It looks like the process is right on track. The Functions worksheet is the final step of the development testing process. It establishes the arguments, descriptions, and required fields of the functions being created. Here is where you'll also define the function operator, in this instance a sum, and the database column being returned. Once again, we'll deploy to test. This time, though, the test returns a fully functional content pack that includes not only the analysis sets and metadata, but drag-and-drop functions as well. You can see how the steps taken on each sheet come together with analysis sets and functions that retain the drag-and-drop ease of use you've come to expect from a BizNet software content pack. To summarize, BizNet Software Content Architect provides a sequential, worksheet-driven process for creating the datasets, metadata, and functions needed for customized professional reports from your ERP or SQL data.